Remember when Donald Trump bragged about the fact that he was the only Republican candidate for president that promised to never cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid? Funny story, his 2020 budget. I'm Nathan Seelove, and this is Factually Biased. Back in 2006, in this 2016 race, Donald Trump made waves in the Republican primaries for promoting this idea of right-wing populism. Populism being standing up for the little guy, and in that realm, he supported policies that were a little bit more left-leaning, or at least left-leaning in comparison to the Republican Party. So he promised that he would never cut Medicare, he would never cut Medicaid, and he would never cut anything from Social Security. And at the time, I remember thinking, great, it is so wonderful that a Republican candidate for president is defending these programs. Now, I didn't completely believe him that he was never going to cut those programs if he did get elected, but at the same time, it was nice to see a Republican candidate standing up on stage and calling out other Republican candidates for wanting to cut these programs that so many people rely on. Fast forward to today, and his 2020 budget cuts over the next 10 years $1.5 trillion from Medicare or Medicaid. It cuts $25 billion from Social Security, and it cuts $845 billion from Medicare. What? The guy's a con man. I mean, he ran on this platform of Washington is corrupt. The elitists have taken over. We need to drain the swamp. We need to get all of these corrupt policymakers out. And what did he do when he got elected? He filled his cabinet with corporate executives and lobbyists. This idea of right-wing populism, the idea that the right-wing politicians are actually standing up for everyday working Americans is such a con. Donald Trump was stoking the fires of resentment so that he could point towards immigrants, he could point towards Muslims as being the source of the problems in America, while he got elected to office and went and made all of the problems exponentially worse for everyday working Americans. His administration is rolling back standards in education. His administration got rid of net neutrality, and his administration has been working very hard to make sure that the fossil fuel industry can be as dirty and polluting as possible to the entire planet. And the reason why they're doing this is because corporations make money off of fewer regulations. And that is who they work for. They don't work for everyday Americans. Now, let me be clear about one thing. I don't mean to be maliciously attacking everyday Americans that voted for Trump because they believed in the idea of his populism and they liked his populist rhetoric. I'm not necessarily trying to attack people for that. You were duped. You were conned. And I hope that you take a look at what he's actually doing, at what his administration has actually done, and see that no, he is not a populist. He is not actually helping everyday Americans. He is making it significantly worse for everyday Americans. It's not the immigrants that are corrupting the system. It is not Muslims that are corrupting the system. It is wealthy corporations that donate millions of dollars to super PACs that donate millions of dollars to political causes that promote making sure that they can do as much as they can to screw over their workers while they make the most money possible. It is shameful, and it's very telling of who Trump is and what his administration stands for. So if you're a Republican, then I'm not necessarily attacking you, but your elected officials at this point, they're not standing up for you. And that's a shame. And I really hope that things change, but as it stands, the very programs that so many Americans rely on, that they paid into, are under attack by the same man who passed a tax cut that gave billions of dollars back to the wealthiest Americans. Well, that's today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like, a share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my other stuff, and I will see you next time.